In this video, we are going to be creating this beautiful design, the quote design, and we're going to show the step-by-step guide on how you can create yours. So without wasting time, the first thing you want to do is to create your work environment, choosing your pixel. That is, you have to make it square to create this. So you have to make your pixel 4000 by 4000 or 3000 by 3000, 35 by 35. But pay attention to the fact that the higher your pixels, the better the quality of your image. So you should choose wisely. For this, I'm using 4000 by 4000, so I'm just going to switch forward. That is adding more page. I have other pages, I have other works here. Okay, so I can simply just switch forward by bringing in new page. So the first thing to do is to bring in a background. So you're going to click on plus, and then you're going to click on photos. Then we search for blue gradient. So blue gradient, this is one I want here. So you might want to just check around and see. You have quite a number of choices to make, so I'm going for this. So after that, you want to shift it to the edge, and then also drag it from the other edge downward. They also drag from the middle here to have it cover all the page. Now this background is too bright. It doesn't make sense for design to have such a bright background, so we are going to dim it by bringing in another element in form of a square shape. Now this is the square I want. You can search for rectangle, or you just go to element and scroll down, you see. So but it's better to just search for rectangle. So I'll click on this first one at the top, then I'll drag the same way, take it to the edge and drag it, let it cover the entire page. Position it properly, and then this is not the color we want for this, so we change it to black. Remember, the intention is to make this color reduce the brightness at the background, so which means we have to also reduce the color at the front by going to transparent, or transparency rather. Take it down to reduce the opacity of the black color, giving it this feel. So maybe 27 should do. Then after that, scroll again and lock the screen, the shape. Now locking your shape is very important, because when you want to bring in another element, you won't tamper with the one under. So again, we want to create something like this under, so we're going to bring in a cycle. The same way, search for cycle. Now I'm going with the first one again. So I'm going to increase it such way that I'll make it very big enough to cover the page. Then I'll drag it down to a certain extent, almost half of the page, but below half, actually a little below half of the page. Now the reason is that we want to create a fill at the top here and write some things here. So if you make this cycle to cover almost all the page, it won't make too much sense. So just want it something like this and well positioned. Alright, so the next thing is to change this color to white. You want it pure white. Now again, scroll down and lock the element. Now after that, we have something at the middle here that shows a kind of picture being here and stuff. So we're going to also bring something like that. So we search for frame under element, search for frame. Oh, we have quite a number of them. So you can see this is a cycle form of frame, but this is not the one I want. I want the one with an outline. So I'm going to scroll down to see more options. Okay, this is the one we want here. So make sure you choose one with an outline. So I'm going with this. Now you can see obviously it's too big. We're going to reduce it from any of the edges. So reduce, and then position it at the center of the page. Reduce again till you are fine with the size. So it shouldn't be too big. and also make sure it's at the center. How do you know if it's at the center? Scroll to position. You can actually see from position this work is at the center. This middle is telling you that the work is well positioned at the center, and then you can close and go back to doing other stuff. So I have to lock this frame first of all, because I want to give a feel at the background. So if I don't lock that frame, it will cause commotion. You see what I mean now? Go to upload. I already have some of my shadows uploaded, so I want to give it a kind of circular shadow in form of this. You can see it now. Let me go back and unlock this so that you see what I was saying. If I want to position this shadow under this guy, instead of positioning it, it will be tempted to stay within it. This is not what I want, so that is why. So I'll just go back to undo the action. Now let me lock my frame. So once the frame is locked, even if I put an image close to it, it won't be fitting to the middle of that frame. Rather, it will be on the frame, waiting for what I intend to do with it. So I'm going to reduce this shadow. So I'll go to position again. I'll position my shadow, middle, center. You can see the feel outside it, but you can't appreciate it now until we also position again and send this shadow to the back of the frame. So after sending to the back, let's see what we have. We can see the feel. Now we can click on our frame at the top and then unlock. Then still on the frame, on color, we change the line color. We can see we have two type of color around here. Sorry, something here around here. Now this one is for the line, while this other one is for the main color, the fill color. So I'm going to close this and then choose for the line and make it pure white. For the fill, we can leave it for now. So the next thing we want to do is to bring in a kind of picture that will be fit into that frame. Remember, the frame is now unlocked. So we go to plus, then we search. I have quite a number of pictures here that I want to use. I might just use any of them. Okay, I'll use the same picture that I've used before. So I'm going to place it on the frame. Immediately you place it right on the frame, it automatically fits into that frame, so you drop it. Now this is too big, so I'm going to double click, but before then I'm going to change the color from here, choosing the color for the background. Then I'm going to double click on at the top of the frame. By double clicking, I want to have access to the image rather than the frame itself, so I'll double click, then I have access to the image, and then I will increase. Immediately you double click, it will appear as though the color has disappeared. Don't worry, just do what you are doing, and once you are done, click OK. Now this is the picture. Again, on the picture, I want the some effect on the picture, so I'll go to adjust. I'll go to saturation. I'll reduce saturation to the lowest, making it black. Now we have to type in the text and all of that. So I have my text somewhere. I'll just go and copy it. Now you need to click on plus again and bring in a text tool, then select the subheading, the second one, the one at the middle, then position it at the top, paste the one you've copied or whatsoever you can actually type. So let me quickly do that. Okay, so once you are done, you change the color of the text to white. Again, it's advisable to use few color in your design, maybe 2 to 3 color, no more than 3 color. It's recommended. So something like this, you make this shift at the edge here, I mean this place and this place, such that it will make your text appear like this. You see this text now, that there's a kind of V, creating a kind of V shape like this. It gives that design beauty. So make sure it gives that V shape instead of just having it random. And then now we want to give it a coat. You can see the one we have here, the coat at the top. So we want to give it that feel of that coat. So we are going to also plus, and then we're going to search for coat. under element. So we have quite a number of them, so I'll just pick this first one and then reduce it to a reasonable size, not something too big. Please need to shift this text to this other side a little to give room for that code. So we're going to make it like this, something like that. If you find it difficult to work with your shapes, you can use the nudge tool. It's just like your directional tool on keyboard or on your system, so you can take it up. It's more flexible to work with that way. Then the color should also be our the secondary color, the other color rather, so we choose that color. Now you click both of them, so you click on any of them first, then you go to more, you select multiple, then select the other one. Okay, in this case it's difficult to select, so what I would recommend is you select the smallest one first, since this one have bigger space that you can always go and select from. So select multiple, then select the other one from any of the side. Then what we intend to do is to go then group them. Why do we need to group? Because we want them to be well positioned all together. So we'll go to position. You will discover now that they are not well centered. You can see that it's not centered, so you click center, so it's now well positioned now. So you can see the space at the top is like it's too big. You can shift it. Or another thing I didn't show you earlier is you can decide to change your text font, your font size, your font. So you can work with your font and choose font style, search for anything, for example Montserrat. So you can select any font. This is Montserrat here, so you can decide to change the font and choose something, anything you want. So but that's by the way. So the next thing you should do is creating the name and putting in your handles and the rest. So now I'm going to go back to text because I've grouped the other one, so I can't click it again. I'll go back to text and click subheading again. So I want to type my name. Ferdinand Olumori. So you can reduce, position it something at the center again. Now this time I want to change the font style, so I'll click since I'm on font and go to font here. Then I want to look for a particular font called bright something. Then let's search for it. So bright wall, something like that. So I'll choose it. This is the font here, so I'll choose it and then I'll close. Okay, this font doesn't work too well with capital letter, and I actually love writing my surname in capital letter, so I might be forced to change this time. You might just leave it as small letter, initial capital rather, so leave your first letter capital, something like this. It's looking more beautiful than having it in capital letter. So if you are done with that, the next thing we want to do is to create this part here after the name. So we're going to create something like that. We're going to bring in line under element line. So we search for line. We already have it searched before, so I'm just going to choose from there. And if I don't have it, I'll just simply search for lines. Now take the line downward and rotate using this tool here. You rotate until the view is straight. So I'm going to do this quickly. So I'm going to choose the line style and increase the width to like maybe 15. Okay, this is what I want, so I'll duplicate it, position it somewhere there, so we'll leave it that way. Now you are trying to describe what you do or what you are into with this. Now you are going back to text and type in in your case, maybe you are a farmer, you put it I farm, wherever, just put it. So in my case I put I sing. This is obviously too big, so use the size to like 115 or something like that. Then you have to bold it. Yeah, I sing. So what we are trying to do, this will be the template going forward for the rest. So we're going to duplicate this. This time we don't really need to stress, just position it. You can zoom if you're giving a difficult time to work with. I sync, I what again? I develop again, centralize, duplicate for the last time, shift it to the end of the other. This time I tutor. So these are the things we want. Now if you look at the space between them, it's quite wide and big. You can try to work with yours the way you intend. So we can still shift this one. Now when you are shifting, the environment will automatically tell you the number. If you are paying attention, you see that it's telling me that this thing is 253 by 253. That is distance between them, which is perfect. So I'll leave it that way. The same thing for this guy here. Just do it in a way that you are cool with. I think these ways are too much. Just do it in the way you are cool with. Walk around it and look at it. If you are fine with it, then it's good. So the next thing is to select all of them. Again, we select from the smallest, so we choose the tiny ones, the ones that are somehow hard to work with. Then go to the more, select multiple, another tiny one, then select the other ones. Now we want to make sure they are well positioned. You are going to go to position. This time click middle. It's already at the middle, which means they are well aligned. So the next thing you want to do is to just group them together. Now by grouping them together, you want to be able to move all of them at once, such that you can take it closer to the name and something like that. Then position it the way you just want. Now if you are cool with this, the next thing is to bring in your handles like Facebook and the rest. So we're going to search under element again, Facebook icon. So go for this, change the color. In this case I want the color black. Something like this is okay. It shouldn't be too big. So go for, I'll just bring one more, so I don't want to do too much of it. So in your case, you can see what we did here. You can do 3 of it or whatever you want. But in my case, I just want 2. I'm not doing more than 2. Instagram. Again, we want it black, so just leave it. Adjust it until it's almost the same size as the first one you brought in. Position it again somewhere here. Now you want to duplicate or go to plus and bring in another text. For my Facebook, I have a username slash something like that. This is obviously too big, so we are reducing. It's too big, you have to reduce it. Only should be very, very small. It shouldn't be competing with your duplicate the other username for Facebook such that you can shift it forward for Instagram. For Instagram at, so adjust until you are satisfied with the shape. Again, click the username or the logo first for Instagram, then go to more, select multiple, let's go again, Instagram logo, select multiple, under more, then select the one username. Instagram logo, select multiple, then select the username, and then before you group, always go to position and make sure they are at the middle. You can see they are not at the middle. Middle, just make sure they are straight together, like aligned. Then after you have done that, you now group them. Repeat the same thing for the Facebook, the other one here. So after you are done, select both of them. That is on the same procedure, but selecting the both grouped entity. Again, repeat the same thing. Position is already set since we've done it for both of them before. So we want to group, then position, center. So it's at the center now. Then the last thing we are doing is to put in a kind of line under it to give it that feel. So we're going to search plus under element line. There are quite a number of lines style you can see. So I'll select this. Choose what works for you anyway. Now I'll need my notch tool so that I can position it where I want exactly. So when an object is very small, the option is to either zoom in your page or you use your notch tool to work with the object. So I'm going to increase it to the edge, on both sides, make sure they are well centered. Then go to position, make sure it's at the center. Then the shape, the line style, increase it to the same size you use for the other one, which is I think 15. Now that is it. This is how to create your simple code design. Thank you for watching and kindly subscribe to our channel for more videos.